Welcome back to Beers and Breakevens, the final episode for season 2025 of the regular season. We will be back for the last 4 weeks of the season for SuperCoach finals. A new look at SuperCoach. Timbo Slice, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate. It's a funny time for us in the content creation space, isn't it? Because normally you're just getting ready to put the feet up and relax and do those sorts of things, but we've got a month to go, mate. So there's still work to be done.
There is still work to be done, but some of those amongst us have already put the feet up for a week or so. Some of us got out of Sydney and out of the hustle and bustle and made their way to Bali.
Yeah. I think it was a great time. And you guys asked me if I tuned into the episode last week. I knew you'd probably rip me to shreds, so I purposely didn't because I just wanted to feel good on my holiday. Had a great time though. Did miss you guys a little bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd miss me.
You didn't miss us. You didn't miss us one
I don't
bit.
think she
I
missed
mean-
fucking anyone.
Not a
Outside of her
chance.
dog, I don't think she missed anyone.
Yeah, I don't take it personally because she missed no one except the dog.
Yeah, that's about
You're
it.
actually 1000% correct. I didn't miss anyone and I probably could have stayed double the time.
We did rip you to pieces on the show, and then we realised that we didn't have access to the scorers of the week. So I reached out to you. I put the bat signal over there in Bali,
Yeah.
and it was not only did you get back to me, I just thought you were going to screenshot and save it for next week. You put it straight in the doc, which was
Yeah.
very, very impressive.
I came in clutch.
I will say this, when she did put it in there, it was a little bit slow to update because you obviously didn't have Lontel over there in Bali.
That's correct.
But we do have it here. So once it got to our end, I don't know if that's how internet works, but it fucking flew, Timbo.
It did.
It was moving.
One of your better segues of all time.
Not bad, right?
That's
round,
great.
round 27 and you're still sharp as a tack.
Yeah, still got the goods. Lontel, obviously major sponsor for season 2025, doing fantastic things. The fastest internet I have ever experienced personally. Obviously it's been a huge needle mover here in the studio. We don't get to see Matty the Waterboy because they've got it down there at Bloke now and he never leaves. So it's sort of fractured a few relationships, dare I say. I miss the Waterboy. You probably
Yeah.
see more of him than I do, to be fair.
I see too much of the Waterboy, to be honest.
You were
and
just with him, weren't you?
I was just with him. Yep. Spend many nights a week with him at the moment, all sorts of different things going on. But it has fractured the relationship for you and him. A bit less of him in Roo Studios, CBA Centre of Excellence.
Yeah. So shout out to Lontel, doing great things. Internet is lightning quick. There's a link down below in the description. You can go check it out. Some of you have signed up but haven't had it actually put into your household. It will change your lives. Go and give it a go. Lontel, shout out to them, doing great things as always. What are our scores this week? We'll get me and Kat out of the way because we suck. How did you go, my friend?
I'm just going to pull it up.
Pull stumps.
1283.
Bat
oh
under
my
the arm.
God. 1283 I scored.
Yeah, not great.
Mind you, I didn't have access to, I didn't watch any footy for a week. It was actually kind of nice. But also South's had a bye, so.
Yes, yeah, it's been a tough season for you, just quietly. 1-3-5-7 for me, pretty disappointing. I started Thursday night with Jacob Preston scoring 130 and thought, well, this week can't go wrong for me. Hot tip, it fucking heaps went wrong for me because Tim once again pounded me into the core of the earth. I hate to say it, but my God, you are pulling some good reins at the back end of the season.
Yeah.
It's killing me, but fuck, you just have, I think, was it a Teddy captain the other week? Outside of that,
Yeah, the Teddy captain was about one of the only sort of major triggers I pulled wrong in the last month or so.
mate, the kid is fucking flying at the moment, doing great things.
So doesn't SuperCoach just feel like that? You're either, when you're on, you're on, when you're off, you're off. And you just feel like you can do nothing right. And then there are times where you're like, I can't do a thing wrong. And fortunately, mine coincided with head-to-head finals. So took out a couple of leagues here and there.
Yeah, I
which was
saw
nice.
that. Yeah. Are you in like a $10,000? Are you still in that? Wasn't there something from the season you were in?
Knocked out in the prelim.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
My lack of being a head-to-head player didn't help. I was focused on overall, and there was a Reece Walsh I probably should have matched, but I didn't. But all good.
Speaking of, though, I give you a lot of shit for being a coward. Your trading of Reece Walsh on the weekend and into captaincy of Reece Walsh. Chef's kiss. Well done, mate. Very, very good move.
Thanks, Root. Yeah, good week. So 1,613 points.
Wow.
And up to 650th overall. So,
Yeah, wow. 650th?
yeah,
Do we know how far off, like 500 and 400?
not that far.
Off 500? You should
Yeah.
shit into 500, I'd like to think.
Well, I've got to trade up the sleeve, which is good. I was hoping for a little bit more carnage in team list. There was
Yes.
a bit. My Raiders doing great things
Could
again.
be more to come, though,
I
pending
think
how it
so.
plays out.
I
Yeah.
think for the most part, people will have your sort of 17, 18 out there. I think if a couple of results go certain ways, people could find themselves with 15, 16 pretty quickly, in which case more moves to come. But if things stay as are and, again, certain results go certain ways, then we'll see.
Are we like, is it possible to get a top 100 finish, do you think? Or do you think that's maybe a bridge too far for you at this point?
I'll have a look at numbers, but they'd put it this way, there'd have to be a lot more carnage come throughout the week. But, like, I'd need people playing with 15 blokes like there were last week's, because I've got, like, I know the Spies only got 17 this week, and you said they're a decent 17 in that, but I'm sitting like 4 decent players. So I need, more shit to hit the fan. Like 100 to stretch. But, maybe 200 to 300 best case, but I need shit to hit the fan.
Where is Spy ranked at the moment? How's
I think
he?
he's dropped maybe around about the 1,000 or just below the 1,000. So 100th place is on 33,950. I'm 33,520. So that's what, 430. So
Yeah, that's
I'm not finishing top 100, barring absolute miracles.
Isn't that insane how well you have to do to finish in the top 100, that you have essentially made one mistake in, I reckon, 7 weeks, and you're still 400 points away from it?
Yeah. Well, my one this season is obviously Herbie. Like,
of course.
Had I followed the Herbie
Fuck,
crowd
you've
earlier,
done well considering that.
Herbie would have been very nice.
I think the Herbie injury was the turning point. I really do. Since then, I don't think you've got much wrong outside of that Teddy captaincy.
It's because the rest of the squad just got up and about because they knew they didn't have to come up against Herbie every week. They were deflated. And then when that happened, they're sweet, we're good.
Huge turning point, though, that one.
So
Enormous for you.
I'm 190 off 300th. So that's
achievable.
That's achievable.
Well,
But
truly.
to be honest, mate, what did I say? I'm 650th.
Yep.
Top 500 would be fantastic. And it's also not that big a gap to 1,000th. She can go wrong very quickly.
Yes,
I'd probably
yeah, it
settle for top 1,000, mate. Don't need to get too excited here.
Very fair. I'm going to back you to jump into the top 5, Scunge. I reckon you'll finish 380. A bit of Matty Hayden about the kid.
Just take that.
Yeah.
Would take that.
Yes, that'd be good. I'll back you.
Thanks, mate.
All right. Shall we get into...
Before we do, guess who overtook you over the weekend?
Who?
You know him well.
Waterboy?
Waterboy.
Fuck.
Waterboy's beating you by, we had a look, it was about 20 points.
Oh my God.
Okay. All
So
right.
there's your ammo for this week, your motivation.
What's he... do you know who he's captaining this week, or what he was eyeballing?
I do know.
Because I've got one trade left, and I'm going a little bit rogue, and I'm leaning into the SuperCoach gods who owe me a few this year, I think. I'm leaning heavily in.
Maddie has a trade left as well.
Ooh. He won't do what I'm doing.
What, get Cam Murray?
Okay, 20 points on the Waterboy. I love
Yeah.
that. That's good. He must have had a decent week, because I thought he was a bit behind me.
I'm going to coach him through this weekend with loopholes, v starts, like head-to-head matchups v you. I'm going to work with him.
What about you brushing scope, by the way?
Yeah. It was nice to get a shout out on the Levels podcast.
What happened?
It
What
was for
happened?
brushing scope.
Scope was trying to work out how to VC loop the other day, so got Timmy's number. Do you remember getting the message, or did you not know who it was? Or what?
I got a message because of the WhatsApp community that we have with SC Playbook. A lot of people have my number.
Yeah.
And I get a few messages.
And all the girls, by the way.
Yeah, heaps of girls. I get a lot of messages, particularly on NRL Grand Final week, where people are throwing Hail Marys, and it just comes from a random number, and it's just a message saying, do I loop or do I do that? I'm like, I do 4 podcasts a week or something. I've got a WhatsApp chat that I put all my trays and skips in. I've said it before. So I don't reply to those ones. And that's all it was from Scope. And then I saw the reel from Levels calling me out. And I'm just like, oh, sorry, mate. I went back and looked at it. I had no idea. Anyway,
Shout out to Scope. Good to see him getting into it this year.
won his league, unlike you.
Yep, that's fair. I was going to push back on that, but I couldn't. Okay, should we get into TLT?
You should.
Okay, Broncos Storm, they're kicking off on Thursday night, 7:50 p.m. at Suncorp. For the Bronx, obviously Arthurs, he's been named on the wing, Mariner in the centres, Shibasaki. When I did TLT this afternoon, I didn't know what it was for. Sounds like it's a disciplinary thing for Shibasaki. Peakura on the edge. For the Melbourne Storm, big in this week, mate. One that I probably didn't see coming. I thought he'd come in a little bit later. Jerome Hughes, enormous for the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, big going on that Shibasaki one, massive for a game to get him into the top 4. So they'll be seething about that one. And yeah, the Storm. Do you think we spoke about it last week and we said they might stagger restings? Do you think that second half against the Roosters and Hughes back, Belaish's gone, nah, you don't deserve a rest?
I think that's exactly what's happened. I think that he, I think he came out of that game. I reckon. I was listening to Cooper Cronk and Matt Johns' podcast this week, and they were saying how, because it was Craig Bellamy's 600th game, he did a lot of interviews, he did a lot of extra things, and they're like, they thought he would have got to the end of that game and gone, this week, we just weren't on here. We can't afford to not be on like that. So it doesn't shock me that Hughesy has been named to start all of a sudden. And yeah, I'm expecting the Melbourne Storm to put on a big performance here, which if they do, mate, is going to really open up the rest of the weekend.
Huge ramifications
Yeah.
for obviously NRL finals, but more importantly, super coaches and those vying for overall glory.
Big time, enormous one there. But yeah, outside of that, obviously, you've got Melbourne Storm. This is essentially them full strength minus. You've obviously got Jack Howarth on the extended, and you've got Sean Blaw, who sounds like he's going to be out for a few weeks. So Lasati comes in on the edge, which is an interesting one there.
Fractured larynx.
Yeah.
Sean Blaw. Ow.
Throat fracture.
Sounds awful.
Doesn't sound great.
Nah.
I don't think he'd be sounding too good either, just quietly. Shout out to Bory.
How do you even get a throat fracture?
I reckon,
Here we go.
and I could be completely wrong here, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing that like Darren Lockyer had.
Yeah, right. We were not on the same path then. No.
So
I reckon
is
it's the
Sean Blaw going to get a raspy voice?
I reckon fractured larynx, and I'm speaking...
Larynx.
Larynx. I'm speaking completely out of turn, as you can tell by my pronunciation of it. I'm pretty sure that's the injury footballers get that give you a Darren Lockyer voice.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
right.
There you go.
Hot. That is the Melbourne Storm side. Shout out to
We should have
throat
G'd up
injuries.
physio with that one.
We should have. The Melbourne Storm they are the Manly Seagulls and the New Zealand Warriors. They're playing at 6 p.m. Friday, obviously over there at Brookie Oval. As Timmy said, big watch on what happens in that first game. That'll obviously have a big impact on the Warriors. But I think regardless, mate, the Warriors, they're going to have to do their 24-hour cut before that Broncos game kicks off. So at best, they might be able to rest 2 of their guys, maybe give minimal minutes off the bench. But if I'm the Warriors, if you have to fly over there, I think you just go, fuck it. Let's go for it.
Darren Lockyer has a damaged larynx, which is the source of his unusually husky voice, due to a hit to the throat during a 2004 rugby league game. The injury affected a small bone in his larynx, and while surgery could correct his voice, Lockyer has chosen not to undergo the procedure.
Yes. I'm glad we came back to this.
Manly and the Warriors, yeah. That weird,
Anyway.
that timely 6 p.m. 24-hour cut they have to do. I'm with you. I just think because their form has been great, I just don't think Webby would want, and obviously they'll have flown over by then anyway, he's just not going to want distractions of, we do this if this results. I think he'll just go, we're out of form, we go all in. The only thing I could see happening is if the Broncos do win, the Warriors can't make the top 4, if they're blokes are genuine niggles, he'll probably just rest 2 of them.
Yeah. I wonder if they are going to rest anyone, if they can't get top 4. I reckon your boy might be a prime target, RTS. Old man Roger.
Roger.
Yeah, you're probably right.
with Taints or Picky on the extended.
Yeah,
I
shit.
personally think the Warriors will just go, no, fuck it, let's just win. I think they'll just keep their run. But I think if they are going to rest anyone, I think RTS, Fish, Capewell, Aaron Clark.
Fish has missed games, as has Capewell, and he's played centre. I reckon Aaron Clark's the one.
Okay.
Aaron Clark's hardly missed a minute all year, like outside of his regular rotations. Two very soon. Oh, look, I'm just looking at it going, Aaron Clark started every week basically all year. The minutes, 2 of his last 3 have already been down a little bit. Could that be injury related? Maybe, maybe not. But I think you're right. Roger, who has had hamstring injuries in recent years, if you're going to drop 2 and bring the bottom 2 that are still in the squad in, that's probably what you're looking at.
Yeah, I think he's a serious chance to be given a spell in that
Interesting.
one. Okay, for the Manly Seagulls, as far as this side goes, you've obviously got Cole that's injured. Clayton comes in at centre. We see the debut of Joey Walsh. He's one that we'll get to a little bit later. Also, later in the episode today, we're not doing a stat deep dive. What are we going to do? You explain it.
2026 eye catches. I had a weird amount of fun doing a short list as well. Just people that are going to be undervalued, whether it's due to injury, shit years, bad teams, all sorts of things. Ooh, there's some good ones.
Yeah, it's a quite long short list too. It's good.
It is a long short list.
It is good. So there will be no late show tonight either. We've decided just to merge them into one for you guys. Okay, and for the Wires, obviously Egan out, so Healy comes in at hooker there as well. Roosters Rabbitohs, the oldest rivalry in rugby league. 8 p.m. Friday, Allianz for the Chooks. Sammy Walker, he returns at halfback. For the Bunnies, no Trell Mitt. Gray's at 1, Whitens at centre. You got Walker, Cody Walker on the bench with Cam Murray as well, with Ewan Aitken on the extended bench. Mate, we spoke a few weeks ago about Sam Walker being a good play for this game. I actually reckon South Sydney are going to be really up and about for this game. I'm probably not as hot on it as what I was a few weeks ago. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I had it circled 4 or 5 weeks ago for round 27 to probably a drink order to Sam Walker.
Yep.
You add in the fact that Sammy Walker's coming back from a head knock of his own anyway. Bunnies, with a season that's underwhelmed due to a number of reasons, namely injury, the opportunity to end their rival's season and potentially kick him out of fight. Well, the Dolphins now have depleted Raiders, so they'll win that. Yeah, it's. I still think there'll be points. I still think there'll be some decent enough SuperCoach matchups, but there are now better ones. So the Bunnies will be up for this off the bye.
Yep, completely agree. Dragons, Panthers. That's 3 p.m. on Saturday Arvo. The Dragons are essentially 1-17. The Panthers, they're all back in. The only one that's not there essentially is Brian To'o. I haven't heard anything. I just assume that's just he's been given an extra week off.
To'o and Martin, and I think you're right,
Liam
mate.
Martin,
yeah, I
that's
think
true.
they just had big years, haven't they? Like, they both look like they've been carrying little niggles anyway, so I think you said, yep, you'll be right.
I actually didn't notice that Liam Martin wasn't in it when I looked at it the other day. So Scotty Sorensen's on one edge and Luke Garner's still on the other edge. Yeah, I fucked that up in TLT. Shout out to that award-winning show. Titans West Tigers, that's 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, coming here from Seabus. And just as he walks out the door, Des Hasler thought, I'm going to take that fucking knife out of Guru's back, put it in again and fucking twist that motherfucker. Keeney's been named at fullback, which is good to see. For those playing at home, I waited 25 weeks for him to get back in the team to score, I think, 9 and maybe a 14. And now he's starting at fullback against the Tigers up there on the Gold Coast, 5:30 Saturday, the Gold Coast Titans slot. I fucking hate that, Timmy. That has broken a wee man's heart.
You would have loved 14. It was 9 and 12. Yeah, Desi Hasler's really taking the piss there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a piece of work. Brimo moves to centre. Carter Gordon gets his opportunity at centre. We'll talk about him a little bit later. And Phil Sami, my fucking penultimate trade the other day, he comes in on the wing again. Cooper Bye, named to make his debut off the bench, one to watch, son of Marcus Bye, a try scorer of note, one that's going to be very Supercoach relevant over the next few years. For the Tigers, Makasini, the worst kept secret in rugby league, finally makes his debut, replacing Jarrell Skelton.
How good are we talking, Roo? There's huge hype around him. Is he on a scale of bloke in a bar, CBA's top 5? Where's he sitting at this early stage?
Makasini?
Yeah.
I think he's very, very good. I think he's very raw at the moment, though. Like, he's very young to be debuting. Like,
You'd hope so at 18.
He's still in high school. So I think he will be a very good player. I think that I wouldn't surprise me if it just takes him a bit of time though, because he hasn't played a stack in New South Wales Cup. He's come in and done well there, but he hasn't played an absolute stack of it. So yeah, I think long term wise he could be the genuine truth. But yeah, I'm not expecting him to blow the world away this weekend.
The genuine truth T-shirts coming to a store near you.
Yeah, brace yourself for that.
2026. I like that little new slogan, mate.
I actually think the one that could impress you more this weekend is Cooper Bye.
Do you think he's the genuine truth though?
He might be the genuine truth. Don't like that one?
I do. It's just. Oh my God! Carry on.
Thanks for that.
The
Appreciate
genuine truth.
it. Bulldogs, Sharks, 7:35 Saturday. We're always going to call him the genuine truth from now on.
He's the genuine truth forever.
For the Bulldogs, Tuala on the wing, kick out on the edge. For the Sharkies, your boy Jesse Raymond returns in the centres with Hiroti out. That's a big game for you, mate. Kick out back in and Raymond. It's nice.
I don't have Raymond.
Oh, you got rid of him. I thought you had him.
I did.
Oh, okay.
But I sold him when he got injured.
Oh, okay, right. I thought you had him still.
No.
Anything else on that game, mate?
Yeah, not really. I thought the doggies might have rested a few more.
I wonder if they still might, but
Yeah. Like anyone with niggles, it's a nothing game for them. I get that they probably haven't been at their best footy, and it might be. There were some quotes from Strata early in the week saying that they didn't have the luxury of doing it in the sense that they're not in the form they want to be.
Yep.
So they probably want to put something together ahead of week 1 of finals. But yeah, interesting. Anyway.
I tend to lean on the side of you've had 10 weeks to sort this shit out. You haven't, you might as well come in fresh.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you've had 27 rounds. You played 24 games, whatever. Like, how much is 1 week going to change, really?
Yeah. And like these big changes you made them months ago now. It's not like it happened 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'd be resting my guys. But
Sharkies the other one. They had the bye 2 weeks ago. So again, if the Broncos win, Sharkies can't make top 4. They had a bye 2 weeks ago, so they're not going to rest players for no reason. But if there's anyone with niggles, nothing would surprise me there. The one thing I will say is, again, let's say the Broncos do get up, the Warriors and Sharks, depending on how results go, aren't going to want to play Penrith week 1 of finals. Whatever they need to do.
yeah, fair.
Interesting, like without having looked at the real ramifications of it, but you'd fair dinkum nearly throw a game not to get that game against the Panthers, wouldn't you? Well, the Panthers will finish 7th, so they'd need to win to finish 5th. So it'd be the opposite.
Yeah.
It'd be like, we need to get this job done.
I think it'd be really interesting to see a team if they were in a position to throw a game to avoid Penrith, if they'd actually do it. There'd be a bit of controversy around it.
I'd be like, if I was the coach, I'd be like, I'm here to go as far into finals as I can. I don't want to play the team that have played 5 grand finals in a row.
Yeah, I just, I get you. It makes sense. And if I'm coaching team, that's what I probably do. But I just think these guys are
Imagine.
like, imagine saying to your brother, like, throw a game so you don't have to play the hard team. Like,
It wouldn't be a throw at a game. Well, like, not like you never throw a game on the field. You go out there to win.
Yeah.
But if you're the coach, you got a chance to rest players, but they've got niggles. I'm giving them a spell.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
yeah, it'd be, if it were, I don't think it can probably pan out that way because they're now going to be 7th Penrith. So whoever it is will need to win. But
Yeah, very fair. Dolphins Raiders, 2 p.m. Sunday out there at KO Stadium for the Finn Filiaki returns. As we said, I think if South Sydney get up against the Roosters, Herbie Farnworth will come in at centre. If not, I don't see him playing. For the Raiders, mate, you've obviously got a number of changes to your side. I just wanted to highlight with you very quickly the unbelievable story of Corey Horsburgh going from not talking to Ricky to captaining the side. Unbelievable.
yeah,
Crazy.
don't they have an interesting relationship, those boys?
Mate, I remember like talking to yourself and other Raiders people at the back end of last season. Like it almost sounded like he was out the door.
Yeah.
Like it was
He's captain of the club.
crazy.
He's also probably like, give me a week off. I want to rest off with the week off with the rest of the boys.
I guess when I look at that side, mate, I don't think there's much to take away from it. We obviously get an opportunity to watch Ethan Sanders again, which would be good to see. Chevy, I think he's playing for a contract there. The one that I'm probably most interested in, mate, if Matty Nicholson has a good game here, can he force his way into the Raiders 17, you think?
I don't think so. Oh, sorry, the 17. I was thinking starting side.
I think if he plays well, he can snag a bench spot and move Hosking into the middle during games.
They've already got Sasangi who's doing that, who's been exceptional.
That's fair. Yep.
It's funny because before he got injured, he pushed, I'm going to say Hosking to the bench.
Yeah, he did. He had Hosking playing through the middle.
Because Hosking started, got injured. Nicholson got an opportunity, won the spot. Hosking came back. I think it was off the bench, like played through the middle and that. So, but then since then, Sasangi's just been a revelation. So maybe a bench spot. I just don't. You've already got 2 80-minute back rows plus Sasangi who spends time on the edge. I don't know if they need it when they're already carrying a hooker, but yeah.
That's fair. Every time Ricky talks about Matty Nicholson, he just talks of him so highly. So I reckon he's a little spot to watch. And our boy Joe Roddy that we mentioned on Bloke a few weeks ago, scoring meat pies at will, making his debut coming off the bench for the Durs. Really cool video the Raiders put out on socials yesterday by the time you guys are listening with Joe Tarpon. I think they're at like a cafe or something. He gets up and he announces the team. And really cool content, really raw stuff. It was good to see. Let's move to last game of the week, the irrelevant comp, the Eels versus the Knights, 4:05 p.m. out there at CommBank Stadium. I love to see that Jason Riles has been ruthless as shit all year with all of his big calls and dropping guys and not picking guys if they're not part of the future. I love that in this game, Dill Brown's last game for the club, put him at 5'8" with Mitch Moses. I really like
good.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like Joe Ash Papali, who'd been playing there, gave him a really good run. It'll help him leaps and bounds going into next year, whatever position that might be in whatever role. But Dill Brown, at the end of the day, he's not leaving the club because he did anything wrong. He's leaving the club because he took a buttload of money that anyone within their right mind would do.
Yeah.
So it's great, that Riles has given him a farewell in the halves with his old sparring partner, Mitchy Moses.
I was saying to Kat earlier this afternoon that Dill will probably get on the Eels bus on the way there, might just jump on the Knights bus on the way home. Jump ship. Can you believe it's ended up that way? He's playing the Knights in the last round.
Yeah.
Crazy. For the Knights, 1-17, not much doing there. And of course, the bye this week, the North Queensland Cowboys, as Scotty Drinkbloke bows out for season 2025. Now we have got the one and only NRL Physio joining us. I'm taking him on in an NFL draft tomorrow night. That he's a bit of a cocky bastard when it comes to NFL draft.
Is he?
I think he knows he's got my number. He knows more than me, so he likes to sort of. I've got him and Jack Cronin in the comp, so they both like to put in a few right hooks to me, and I don't really have much to fight back with. But yeah, it's funny. I joined like an NFL comp with my mates, and then I got in there, and I was like, "Why the fuck are Brian and Cronin in here?" I still don't know how they got in there, but both in there.
There you go. Are you G'd up for a bit of SuperCoach NFL action?
I am. I haven't actually made my team yet. I'm going to do it. I just haven't had time, but I am keen. I'm in my dynasty league this year, and I've got another one tomorrow night. So I've got 2 drafts this year, which is double what I had last year for those playing at home. I'm very, very excited.
We've got the latest league of SC Playbook just launched. SC Playbook NFL. The podcast going live. Will have gone live last night out of Caxton Hotel with one Jay Clutterbuck on deck for it. And I've spoken to the boys, a few of the boys there, but trying to actually get a few of those Fizz and Jacko and a few of these guys to be little flyers and ring-ins for the podcast from time to time. So,
well, I was just about to say I would like to put my hand up for an appearance on the podcast when we're at the Jack.
Ooh.
I would like to do an episode with Klutzy late at night. After a few
Do it live
brewskis
from
under
the
the belt.
Jack. Oh, my goodness.
I'm very, very keen. So, Klutzy, I know
that
you'll
could
be
be
watching.
good.
Are you going to do a team this year?
Nah.
No, okay.
I'm deep in EPL Supercoach mode.
Yeah,
There's only so many teams a man can have.
Klutzy, you and me, Jack, we're obviously going to win the content championship again, but then we're also going to do a podcast for SC Playbook. I got a bit distracted there. NRL Physio.
Alrighty, friends, SuperCoach relevant injuries for this week. Last one of the regular season. Herbie is probably the biggest name. He is on an extended bench for the Finns. I think it's one of those things where if the Roosters win, I don't think the Finns will risk him. If the Roosters lose and it's a chance, it sounds like a chance for the Finns to make the finals, it sounds like they'll roll him out there. He will be an increased risk of re-injury, so I think things like captaincy and vice-captaincy and stuff like that, you're probably looking at a 10 to 15% re-injury risk, which is, still 9 times out of 10 he gets through fine, but it's still a pretty high re-injury risk as that kind of level goes. Jerome Hughes, he's also back. His re-injury risk won't be as high kind of for that game, but still over the rest of the season, you're usually looking at, anywhere I mean, the stats say 50 to 80% in terms of like globally. Say he was going to play the rest of a season, or try and avoid surgery in the rest of his career. But for the week on week, it's obviously not going to be 50 to 80%, but he still is that aggravation risk. He could go down on that extended arm and it pops out again and then his season's over. So we've seen guys like Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary able to manage it well. So hopefully it will be fine for Hughes. But for both Hughes and Herbie, I'm not really worried about performance for either of those guys. It's mainly re-injury risk with both of them. Then Cam Murray, coming back off the bench. Look, I don't know why he's coming back. To be honest, I don't really get that one. But not really a SuperCoach option. I don't think it's even if he plays, likely to be limited minutes and those kind of things. Sean Bloor, he's out with a fractured throat, fractured larynx. Look, they can be quite varied. You can have like a really small fracture and be back in, probably 3 to 4 weeks is the best case that we've seen. It can, be a lot longer. It can be 8 to 12 weeks. I think Tom Eisenhuth a couple of years ago was 13 weeks. And then Rory Kos-Jason, his career was ended by a fractured larynx. So being the, in and around the throat, the airway concerns, those kind of things, it's a bit of a, like a varied one and a bit of a dicey one. So the one thing I will say is around finals time, usual recovery times can get thrown out the window a little bit, but when it comes to a fractured throat, it's not generally something you can rush all that much. So, I think he's up against it. Wade Egan, he has a minor hip issue, but expected back next week. Brighton To'o and Liam Martin. The official word out of the Panthers is they're just being rested. To'o had that knee issue he's been carrying, and Liam Martin had a grade 3 AC joint issue, I think, that he was carrying. So, not a massive surprise, but still a bit of a watch because they could there could be more to it there. Of the Raiders guys, mostly just rested, but apparently Ethan Strange, KO Weeks, and Simi Sasungi are all dealing with minor niggles, but they should be fine for next week. And then Braden Trindle, he has been named. He has, by all accounts, torn the ligaments in his lateral ankle, but we've seen guys get that needled up, strapped up, and back as soon as the next week, even with, complete ligament tears and those kind of things. So, it's usually a lot better for those lateral ligaments in terms of return to play time than something like a syndesmosis injury. And I think that's about it. I've really enjoyed being on Beers and Breakevens this season. Hopefully I have helped you somewhere to win your leagues or climb up the rankings, that little edge that injury can give. I'm glad that I was able to bring Timmy down a peg or two. I tried to hold him off for you, Guru, with the Dylan Lucas news earlier in the year, but still couldn't get you the win, unfortunately. But guys, have a great final series. Enjoy. We got SuperCoach finals, so that'll be something a bit new, but we'll keep going with the Magic Sponge over the final series. Just update you guys on the injuries and what's happening there, so it'll come out some Sundays and Monday mornings, but otherwise, hopefully I'm back again next year. Whether the top brass at Beers and Breakevens will re-sign me, we'll wait and see. But have a good finals.
Yeah, we'll sit down with the admins of Beers and Breakevens this week and break some bread and work out if we can fit him in the salary cap next year. Do you think he's underperformed or overperformed, Physio?
No, he's been good, but quite impressive even, but very punctual with the videos as well. It's made our life very easy, very informative, as we know, but, he's not immune to performance review, nor is anyone on this podcast, and yourself included with that performance this year. So we'll have a look at your performance, we'll have a look at Physio's performance, but he's been a bloody good addition, mate. I think if we can keep him in budget, and we know it's getting bigger with him and with what Physio, what he asked for, those obscene amounts of cash, I'd like to keep him on.
Yeah, I'm interested, but if there are any New South Wales physios out there that want to reach out, I'm also open to exploring the market.
Yeah, and we'll expand our budget for New South Wales-based physio.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
Now, Physio did mention their Herbie Farnworth returning this week. Obviously, if the Roosters lose that game of football, we assume Herbie will play as the season's on the line. Sounds like there is a little, I think it was 10 to 15% re-injury rate. Probably not a captain play, but I don't mind as a player to bring him in. Yeah,
there's part of me that just says, with a trade up the sleeve, when not many people do, that I can just have this poetic ending to this season and my relationship with her where I get him in against depleted Raiders where he could massacre them.
Not only is it depleted, he'll be going up against Timoko and Tamale, right? Your
Yeah.
right edge.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do, and that's a vulnerable edge. It's not a cup edge though. Like,
No, it's not a disaster,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's your vulnerable spot though.
It is, yeah. I just think with let's assume for those people with one trade out there, when you're looking at blokes like Dylan Edwards against the Dragons, Tom Trebojevic against, let's see what the Warriors side looks like, a few of these fantastic one-week matchups, there's clearly reluctance to play Herbie as it is.
Yep.
An explosive athlete coming back from a hamstring injury not that long ago. As Physio said, 10 to 15% chance, but as you add in what Herbie does and how well he takes off and all that, they're rushing him back, clearly.
Yep.
For finals. So I just think when you could get someone like Turbo, Turbo, Dill Edwards, whoever it might be, who we know are fit and firing, I think that's the play. That being said, if Herbie plays and gets through 80 minutes, it could be a 150.
I lean away from it. I'm with you. I think there's other options you can take that are less risky.
Like if you used your final trade on him for that game and he came out that hammy, went 10 minutes in, you'd be like, why did I do this?
I guess that's the thing that makes it so exciting that not many will do it.
Yeah, for that reason.
There's the punter in me that's like, oh.
And then you go, he was just like obliterating any team in the NRL anyway, and now he gets essentially New South Wales Cup side.
Yeah. Now, Blue Wealth Property back on board for season 2025. Been a couple of years now doing great things. Now, they have got an event Monday, the 8th of September. That's on Monday night. This one is a webinar, the CEO's Choice. Now, this is a one-off event each year where the one and only Tony Hayek goes and picks out his property that he's buying for this year. It is the ultimate market mover. Now, Timmy, when it comes to Blue Wealth, I think the greatest thing they do is they provide education for people. They open the door sort of to everyone to be able to, achieve their goals, and if not achieve them now, be ready and equipped with the information for the future. This event here, this isn't one for the beginners and whatnot. This is one for people who are not here to fuck spiders.
It's not for the planners.
No. This is for the right now. This is for the make a big splash kind of guys. But it is one that I know I'll be tuning into because I just want to see how it all plays out, and hopefully one day we're in a sphere where we can maybe be stepping into this realm. But if you are someone who's got a bit of coin that you are looking to make, an investment that the head honcho, the king of Blue Wealth is going, yep, this is my play, I think it's a must watch.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It reeks of BDE from Tony, doesn't it?
It does reek of BDE.
It does.
And BDE reeks when it breaks.
Yeah, it does. I wonder if there's any hopefully there's a few Biz and Breakevens listeners out there with enough Bicky that they can follow the great man into action.
I can confirm that at this point there is a double-digit amount of Biz and Breakevens people that are signed up to it. So there are some Biz and Breakeveners throwing their hat in the ring. By the time we get to Monday, I think there'll be 2 more people at least that have signed up. I'll be very keen to have a look at it. Timmy, I know where the place is.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you want to guess the state?
Oh, it's probably Wollongong, New South Wales, mate. Where else would
It
it
is not Wollongong. It is not New South Wales.
Is it on the Sunshine Coast?
It's in Queensland. I don't think it's the Sunshine Coast though. I think it's in Brisbane, maybe.
Brizzy's popping off a bit.
Yeah. I had Tony explain. I can't remember the exact name of it, and I don't want to ruin it anyway, but he said it's a very trendy, up-and-coming neighborhood, and he's actually had people that have invested there for the last 10 years or so who have reaped some serious benefits. So make sure you're there. The link's down and below in the description, guys. The CEO's Choice, Tony Hayek's pick of the pick. It's like his absolute pod play. It's his comp winner from a SuperCoach point of view. That is 6:30 p.m. Monday, the 8th of September. It's via webinar. Go and tune in. I know I will be there. I'm very, very excited to see which property he has chosen. Crazy times over there at Blue Wealth.
Yeah, all that.
You going to tune in, Mando?
100%.
Fucking oath.
100%.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
That's how keen she is. How good. It's going to be fantastic. Links down in the description. Go check it out. Now, Blue Wealth Property obviously putting up $5,000 dues for the winner this week. For the winner this year. Still leading it is They Killed Keeney. That's the coach is Adam. He's third overall. I've got a lot of respect for number 2, the Stonecutters, Timbo. Good name as
Great
always.
name.
Always hits the old race
Is that
Stonecutters.
overall or weekly?
That's overall.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's overall. Yeah, so
Maybe the
Stonecutters.
Stonecutters won it.
So he's exactly 40 points on the nose behind Adam. So big week this week. I don't know how many trades the boys have left each and whatnot, but that's going to be very tight. Closely followed by Matthew, who coaches Hasta Valista. He is about 150 away, so he's a little bit further, but not out of reach. And then the other guys are within 2 points of him. So, yeah, 5th to 1st is about 150 points. Hopefully everyone there has some trades they can make. They are 5 people in the top 10, ranked 3, 5, 8, 9, and 10. So there's a chance that they don't even... If Adam stays where he is right now, he will win the same amount of money as the guy that comes second in Supercoach overall, just from Blue Wealth Property.
That's
Fucking
mad.
unreal. That's great. So good luck to those guys this weekend, especially Adam, who is out in front. Best of luck. And then our winner this week is Ando. He scored, 1,843. Has anyone ever cracked 2,000? Have we ever seen that?
I don't think so.
They don't have to be close to the top.
I
wouldn't they?
reckon there's been a 1,900.
1,900 is insanity.
Insanity.
On a bad fortnight, I might not get 1,900. That's crazy. Absolutely insane.
Well, just say Andrew.
Yeah.
Sweet. He was the overall winner as well for the week. So he beat everyone.
Oh, he topped the whole thing
Yeah.
this week, did he? Unreal. So he'll get a bit of Bicky from Supercoach, or he gets something, doesn't he?
I think it's 500 or 1,000.
500? Yeah. Good little gig. You got a football
Wow.
coming your way too.
Yeah, and he captained Nico Hines for 80. He didn't even captain Walsh,
What?
who he had.
What?
Yeah.
The guy that topped it, Captain
Nico.
Hines.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mental.
Jesus. So he probably could have pushed he probably couldn't have
Not
pushed.
quite, but
Not quite. He would have got within 50 odd points of it, wouldn't he? Or
yeah,
something along those lines. That's fucking impressive. You'll have a Beers and Breakevens football coming your way. That's the last winner this season. So we will be sending all the footballs out now that we've got them all over the next week or two. So stay tuned for that in your letterbox. Are we...
up to trades and skippers.
All right, trades and captains this week, Timbo. We've got one trade left each. I'm going to get mine out of the way because it really is a case of who gives a flying fuck. Yours is much more interesting. But I am going to send an SOS to the Supercoach gods who owe me a couple this year because you've kind of dicked me around a little bit. I'm going to be trading out Scotty Drinkwater. You've been a faithful servant to the Grizzlies this year. And I'm bringing in Keanu Keeney, starting at fullback, and I am flat stick captaining him this weekend. I need the Supercoach gods to just throw the kid a bone because you owe me one, you motherfuckers. What are your thoughts?
Imagine if Kinney just give you something in 2025.
Just anything.
Just come out, knock out a ton. Doesn't have to be a big ton, just a ton.
Oh, I'd take a big ton.
A big ton,
I'd take
ideally.
a double ton.
Yeah.
Against the Tigers, I reckon he's a sniff too. Keeney's being traded in for me. I hope no one else does it. I hope I'm the only one because no one deserves it more than I do.
I'm going to go on a limb and say you're pretty safe.
Yeah, I reckon I'll be in a very, very lonely corner as I have been for most of the year. Let's get on to your one trade. What are
Yeah.
you thinking? Talk me through the beautiful mind of T-Rex Williams.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I'm thinking one of either Dylan Edwards or Tom Trebojevic. Lots of great matchups here. Could target. There's the two that stand out to me. I'm going to leave it, stay very flexible across that Thursday, Friday, see how that Broncos game pans out. If the Warriors are playing for a top 4 spot, I probably won't go Tom Trebojevic just because I think the Warriors, while they are leaky enough, not at their best, this is still a good football side playing for top 4 footy, which is a hell of a lot more than what Manly are playing for. They've got DC's farewell. I do think they'll get up for that. But they also got up for DC's milestone game 2 weeks ago. It's a lot that they've been going through in recent weeks. If the Broncos get up, the Warriors are gone. I think Tommy Turbo, I just think his ceiling increases because I think Manly things change. As I said, I think Warriors probably rest even a couple off the back of it. And then the other one is Dylan Edwards, fully rested Penrith outfit, near enough full strength, up against the Dragons who I thought they'd get up on the weekend against Manly off the back of that calamity that was the game against South Sydney. They didn't. Looks like they've just checked out. Should be beautiful weather on the weekend. 3 p.m. day game in the Gong. I think Panthers put on a score here.
Okay. I don't hate either of them.
You don't love either though?
I love one of them more than the other, to be honest with you. I think Tommy Turbo in DC's last game at Brookvale Oval, I think they put on a show. I think they moved the football at will.
Yeah.
I think that the Warriors, once again, if Brisbane win and they are going to rest guys, they can rest one or two. I think they might give limited minutes to certain guys and whatnot. But I just think Manly, mate, especially now with Kohler out as well, I think it'll just be all through Turbo. He's the one that I'd be going. If I wasn't doing my little Keeney act this week, I will VC Turbo into Keeney as my captain. And if Turbo goes nuclear, I'd go him. My only and once again, I'm the Dragons. You just said the same thing as I'm about to say. You thought they were going to get up last week. I don't know. Betting against the Dragons at Wynn Stadium, I never like. Jubilee's a little bit different. Don't ask me why. It's just a vibe call. I just always think at Wynn Stadium they're a slightly better side. My other concern is if you're right and Penrith pound them into the earth, I think Dylan Edwards is potentially the first one they give a spell to.
Yeah.
Which is
fair.
my concern.
And for what it's worth, the Dragons could get up for this game. I just thought it would happen last week off the Bunnies game.
Fair.
So I'm like, why not 3 weeks in a row? But the Dragons, there's a good football side there that we've seen for the most part of this year into recent weeks. So they could, but then the Warriors are also a side potentially playing for top 4. So they're a significantly better side, at least on paper. I take your notes on Turbo. I'd love to have Turbo. Like, it'd be fun especially after watching you go bonkers for a few weeks. But yeah, I think it's tricky. But the other thing about it is I can't obviously VC and see Dill Edwards and Nathan Cleary. I want to see Nathan Cleary.
Yep.
So if I say I did get Edwards, I'd probably VC Teddy against the Bunnies, which for all that we said, I still think Teddy will be in everything in this game, trying to get his team through to the finals. I can go VC Turbo into C Cleary, which is cool.
Gun to your head right now. Which one are you leaning towards? Actually, let's set the scene. The Melbourne Storm win. Top 4 is available.
Gun to head Edwards.
Melbourne Storm lose. Brisbane get up. Top 4 isn't available for the Warriors.
I'll go Manly. Turbo.
So is the result of the Thursday night game sort of what pushes you either way?
I'm very on the fence, but probably.
I've got a feeling you're going to go Edwards either way. I don't know why.
Really?
I just got a vibe from you. I reckon you're going to go Edwards.
Jeez, it's tough.
Mate, I'm just so worried. Like, regardless of how this Dragon game goes, I think there's every chance Edwards is the first one they give a spell to.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, him and Nath.
Yeah. But I reckon I'd probably go Edwards first.
So weird.
I'd go Edwards first. He's put his body through over the last few years and whatnot. Granted that they are just coming off a spell, I get that, but I just, I like Turbo. I reckon you'll go Dill though.
We'll see.
Outside of those two, is there anyone else this weekend that you think could be a really nice trade in for people that was another one that you maybe considered weren't able to go through with?
I just think they're the standout, so I haven't overthought it, but I think Trey Fuller's a great option against the Raiders.
Yep.
Sunday, 2 p.m. in Redcliffe. I think it's good regardless, but especially if the Roosters lose and they're playing for top 8, they will be like fired up against a second-string Raiders outfit. So I think Trey Fuller's a great play. Turned up last week, averaging 80 odd since he came back from that, had that lengthy injury layoff. And there are a few.
I like that.
That's probably the other one that's caught my eye. And then the sort of left, I don't know how left field it is, but captaincy plays. If the Knights continue to not turn up, Parramatta the footy they're playing, your boy Zach Lomax, scored one or two in one game. He's only scored in one of his last 5 games. But you just sort of feel like maybe Parramatta, they're playing such good footy. The Knights, they've been in Bali for about 8 weeks. Could put a score on.
Yeah, going up against that Marshy wing, I always like that little matchup too. The only worry I have with Lomax, and it probably doesn't really matter that much, is just that Dill Brown's back on the left. I just wonder if it'll be a little bit more even. But I wouldn't be looking too far into that. I'm probably nitpicking a little bit there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trade in Keeney. I'm going to captain him. more for the vibes of the thing. And I'll tell you what, if I get to Saturday at 4:30 and I look at my phone and I get Timmy's update of the squad and he's on the fucking bench, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to absolutely lose the plot because by that point, I could have traded in Dill Edwards. I could have traded in Pappy. There'll be a lot of guys gone. I don't know what I will do at that point.
You'd be going Trey Fuller.
I'd be going to Trey Fuller. I was dangerously close to looking at Will Kennedy there, which scared the shit out of me. I'd probably be going Trey Fuller. Iongi's not a bad play. But yeah, come on, Des. Just
Imagine.
let the kid have some fun.
Imagine if that happened.
Just occasionally let the kid have some fun. How many trades you got left, Mando?
She's boosting this week.
I do have a boost left, which is just ridiculous.
How many trades you got left?
Let me check.
If you've got more than 3 card, I'm going to be really mad.
Well, this could be line in the sand moment.
This could be, yeah.
If you have more than 3 trades.
How many you got left? You got 4, don't you?
I've got 5.
5? What the fuck?
No,
Kat?
you don't, do you?
I've got 5 because I didn't trade the last 2 weeks.
Okay, I'm not even going to ask you what you're doing with your boost out of just pure rage.
Might just make a new team for the last
I'm
week.
just going to leave that as it was.
Speaking
Not
of...
mad, Cat. I'm just disappointed.
It's on brand.
Speaking of off-season performance reviews...
Yeah, fucking hell. Tell me about it.
Went
Make
to
a trade, buddy.
Went to Bali in grand final week and went to the grave with, after a boost, 2 trades in the bank.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get around to it. I'd be nervous if I was
silence.
sitting in that chair over there. All right, now we're going to go through some... Are you right to get into this now?
Yep.
Yeah, we're not going to do the stats deep dive this week. It's been fun. It's been real.
I'm all statted out
Yeah, he's all started out.
until SuperCoach finals start next week.
Yep, and we are going to get into some eye catchers. So we're just going to have a quick little look at season 2026. I'm going to hand over to Timbo now to explain what we're going to do here and go through it all. Floor's all yours, mate.
Yeah, so pre-show, I broke down the 2026 eye catchers into 3 categories. Those who have played 0 games and are just going to start very cheap. Those that will have minute increases. So I've played limited minutes this season for XYZ. And then value players essentially that have underperformed this year that, with a bounce back are significantly undervalued. So the 0 gamers, which 2 of these are actually going to change this week, mate, but my boy, Cameron Murray, 0 games this year. He'll obviously play this weekend off the bench. Probably not going to be any massive numbers there. So he'll be significantly discounted next year and will probably be my first person picked.
For those playing at home, what sort of a discount will he get for not playing games? Like, what?
On the spot, I couldn't tell you without having a look exactly. But, I feel like what is around 600K, he probably starts... It's pretty significant, like mid-500s. I have a feeling it's up to a fair bit of it's up to discretion of when they do it, which I don't mind, to be honest. I know people hate that, but I'm like, you don't want someone who's played. Remember, it was Tino this year, wasn't it? Where he was dirt cheap. Yeah.
Yes.
Because he didn't play.
What I was going to say was if Cam Murray comes on and plays 20 minutes this weekend, he scores 21 points. He's not going to be priced at a 21 average next season.
No, he was 610K. So I think it was Tino this year who started at 500K because he didn't play a game. Tino started the year 531K.
Yeah.
And I think in the season prior, he got injured in the second
round
round
2 or round 3, I think he got injured.
Yeah, so he got a pretty significant price reduction. So we might see Cam Murray at
4s?
I would say late 4s. I reckon they'll put him at, again, only guess, a 460 to 480.
Yeah, okay.
And guess who will be starting for the Stallions?
Yeah, that'll be delicious. Who else you got on there?
I mean, could you trust him with injuries? I don't know, but Helam Lukey's another one. If he comes back as an 80-minute edge for the Cows, who knows what will happen, but he's another. We have this conversation every year with the poor bugger, don't we? But he'll be one that's undervalued. And then bloke playing this weekend, Carter Gordon, starts the year. He's 336K this year. Will have only played 1 game this week. Another one that, if he starts for the Titans next year, he'll be on the radar.
Yeah, bloody oath. And, with a new coach coming in there, you don't know what Josh Hannay's plans are. From talking to just a few Titans players throughout the year, they reckon that he could play in the halves. So if he impresses in preseason next year, he could be the 7, he could be the 6. We've seen what Mark's done this year coming over from Union, how good he's been. I'm not expecting that from Carter, but I think he's got some upside. I'm excited to
He's
see
a
how it
wallaby,
goes.
at the end of the day.
He can play.
He's doing something right.
Yeah, Very exciting. Minutes increases.
Yeah, so I've got a list of 6 here that I've flagged, mate, and you can tell me who catches your eye the most. And a lot of them are very speculative. Other ones are like, no, this is a goer. Talon Silva, 21-point average this season. If he does get a starting role at hooker for the Eels next year, potentially, I think the way it'll pan out is it'll be him and Riley Smith splitting the role like we've seen at the Eels for a number of years, so probably not.
In saying that, mate, they've signed him on a fucking half a decade deal. So
that's why I put him on the
only
list.
thing that makes it interesting.
Who knows? Another one who just feels like he's on this list at the start of every year, Brendan Piakura, 29-point per game average. If he's a round one starting edge back rower, playing 80 minutes, like whether you love him, hate him, rate him, don't, a 29-point average, an 80-minute back rower who can attack.
There's a conversation there.
There's a big conversation and a spot in the Stallions. Bailey Hayward, 35-point per game average, played off the bench nearly the entirety of the year, has been that sort of 70-odd minute hooker for the Doggies since getting the starting role. No Reid Marnie next year. Who knows what those minutes look like, but if he's a big minute hooker, looks like a really good backup hooker. Probably want to start him due to points, but Latu Fainu, if he gets the starting spot, depends what happens with Adam Dewey and how they go about all that. But Latu, 37-point average, that is unders. Keanu Kinney, really interesting to see what they do with Keanu Kinney, but he's currently got a 37-point average. He probably bumps that to 50-odd after this week with a decent score.
Could bump that back up to 70. You might be paying overs for Keeney the next year.
Very interesting to see how they price Keanu Kinney round one next year. And then another one of your boys, Jacob Halengahu, a 43-point average for the Dragons. Who catches your eye there? There'll be a few.
Obviously, Keeney's one that I'm very interested for next season. You're all aware of him, though. I think Halengahu's very interesting. Mate, his stats, he's only been in first grade for a couple of weeks. But if you have a look, last week, he played 43 minutes. He based 46. The week before that, he played 80 minutes. He based 61. I think the one I'm obviously happy that Halengahu's playing at this point. I'm just pointing from a SuperCoach point of view. He's playing decent minutes. But I guess the advantage is that at least he's not playing 80 minutes every week.
Yeah.
Because, he's going to be a big watch. And the big thing for me, mate, scoring and creative stats, he has got fuck all. Once he gets comfortable in first grade, I reckon he's going to be like a try a month kind of guy. So I reckon he could be a 60, 70, probably mid-60s if it goes well. When he plays 80 minutes next season. So he's a big one for me. Keeney's there as well. They're probably the ones that stand out for me from that list. So value players.
Yeah, so the value players, I'll break this into two. There's 4 that have really caught my eye that you just go, if they're fit, healthy, these 4 blokes, or 2 of them, happy, you probably just have them round one. And then I'll break into a few others that just caught my eye. Cody Walker on a 41-point average, getting old, injuries, all that, I get it. But if the Bunnies can start round one with a full squad, Cody Walker with a 41-point average, like hello. David Fafita, 49-point per game average.
Yep.
If he's, God knows where he ends up, what he's doing, but if he's a starting edge back rower, he doesn't even have to play every 80 minutes. You buy him. Mitchy Moses, 51-point average. There's going to be a big conversation to be had round one next year. People looking at Cleary, Hines, or do you go a cheap one? But, mate, Mitchy Moses, the way Para finished this year, off that average, goal kicking, I'll probably go him as a pod play to one of the other two. And then Latrell Mitchell, 64-point per game average. He's going to be one of the cheapest of those elite fullback categories.
I want to talk about Mitch Moses. I understand he's coming back from injury. Parramatta have finished the season really well. I've had him in drafts, so I've been watching him week in, week out. Mate, struggling to find SuperCoach points. Like, the scores have been disgraceful, to be honest with you, considering how well they've played. And, mate, he's not playing bad footy. Like, eye test, he's playing well. He is just not getting SuperCoach scores. Since coming back, as I said, I've had him. I've watched him every week. He's gone above 50 once, and that was a 63. He scored a try that night. Outside of that, scores of 43, 44, 47, 35, 32. You are going to get him at a reduced rate, but a hot tip, there's a fucking reason for that.
Yeah. He hadn't played much footy. Like, he'd played 6 NRL games all year prior to that, come back in round 21. Well, I haven't watched him closely through a SuperCoach lens because he's been irrelevant. What's changed?
Mate, he's constantly just one pass away from the stat. That's I don't know if it's something that's changed.
He feeds Iongi for a lot of the good stuff.
Iongi takes so many points off him. It's crazy. I think, you also need to consider, obviously, Zach Lomax is the number 1 goal kicker there now as well. So that plays into it.
Probably needs to goal kick, right?
I think he probably does need to goal kick, mate. As I said, moved heaven and earth to get him in my draft team this year with a trade, and fuck, it's been a tough watch.
Yeah.
It has been a brutal watch. So he's the only one I'm probably hesitant on. The rest of them I like. Cody Walker, if he just stays fit. I think Dave Fafita, if he's just anywhere, I take a punt on him. If he's with Wayne, he could be my first pick.
Yeah.
Even if he's coming off the bench as a middle, he could be one of my first picks.
Still.
I'm very excited about that. And obviously Trell Mitt, when he's up and about, very hard to leave out.
So,
who are the other names there?
Yeah, just the last year. We don't need to spend too much time on, but mate, let me know if any catch your eye. But Jermaine McEwen, one of your boys, 42-point average on the edge at the Knights. Cop is Paul leaving. If he wins that spot, good numbers. Again, the Knights, they can only improve. Reed Marnie up at the Cowboys. Depends what sort of role he plays there. But if he's an 8-minute hooker, games off the bench late in the season, just a 42-point average. Probably a good backup hooker type setup as well, quite cheap. Campbell Graham and Ty Munro, they're currently on a 44-point average on the right edge, you'd imagine, at the Bunnies. But if the Bunnies can heat up and look the goods early next season, very cheap. Those two. Tane Torpicki, if he were to start at fullback for the Warriors, a 51-point average this season. Jermaine Hopgood, weird year for Hopgood, 52-point average, very underwhelming. Adam Dewey, if he starts in the halves for the Tigers, every chance of 56-point average. Brian Toto, 61-point. Harry Grant, 62. I'll probably have Harry Grant round one with that starting price.
Yeah, 62 is pretty good for Harry. I think Adam Dewey, he's one that I really like if he is starting in the halves there at the start of next season. I like the look of him. I think Hopgood's going to be a huge trial watch. I think as much as he's been down this year, I think for part of the season he's carrying a back injury. Riles has just been so ruthless with getting rid of forwards. He's kept him.
Yeah.
It must say something. Jack DeBellin arriving, though, will be interesting. But that, if he plays that lock role, if he just turns into a middle. You mentioned Campbell Graham. Love the look of him if he's playing. And Tane Torpicki is an interesting one. I think there's a chance he will be the fullback next year. I think that might be the long-term plan over there at the Warriors.
Well, I reckon there's every chance we could potentially get him as a dual CT dub fullback.
Yep.
At off a 51 average.
Yeah, which will be very good. He's got a lot of upside to him, Tane Torpicki. And if he does happen to be the fullback in that side and they're humming like they were when they were full strength, good luck.
Here's your ticket to Turbo or Teddy or whatever it might be.
That'll be sensational. I guess we've sort of already gone through our captain options.
Yeah, we've done it, mate.
Yeah,
That's a typo on the run sheet.
Can I ask a question? What's one player you have now that you've finished that you would want to start again with next season?
If we could keep one guy.
You can keep one guy, carry them over the way you do with NFL or whatever. Just carry them over. Who would you take?
Oh, I think Nath's probably the one for me. I think it'll be hard to go past him heading into next season. I think he'll Nath or Turbo for me, I think. You don't have Turbo at the moment, do you? Yeah.
Not as it stands, no. Yeah, I mean, Nath's an obvious one, but like what Jaden Campbell's done the back end of this season,
Yeah.
the ease of his scoring, like he's going to be pretty expensive, but seriously, again, the Titans, they're not going to be any worse in theory, so like, geez, he'll be a play.
Isn't it crazy when you look at like the two halfbacks I've got there right now? Nath's on the bench because he didn't play last week, obviously. Hines and Cleary. Hines is averaging 6 more points than Jaden Campbell, and he could finish as a top 4 halfback this year, and Jaden Campbell could be the wooden spoon halfback this year.
Yeah.
Insane.
Mental.
The context of Jaden Campbell's team makes his individual performance so much more impressive, I think.
But he's also, it does give him also the luxury that they're always chasing points.
Yeah,
He's
that's
always
true.
throwing the ball around. But there's games where he doesn't throw the ball around. I'm like, fuck, he'll score 20.
Yeah, he just
65.
accumulates.
And you're like, how the fuck did that happen?
And I know it's obviously harder to put these big scores on early in the year, but the 70-point average, it'll keep people away next year. They'll look for value. He's just an elite Supercoach player.
Can I ask you a question about next year?
You may.
Terrell May, Payne Haas. Do you pay up for either of them at the start of the season? Pay up for one? Do you pay up for both?
Jeez. Gun to head, probably not.
Neither?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to be so expensive.
Yep.
I don't think I could. The only thing I'm thinking of, we spoke about on the Playbook podcast, what we learned from this year, and one of my lessons was it's just that first 6 to 8 rounds where teams are clunky in attack, rivals aren't decimated by injuries and these sorts of things, and Origin and all that. The big scores just aren't there. And the way front rows are going, you can just the smart move is probably lock and load a front rower, a May or Hash for the first 6 to 8 weeks. Give or take the obvious upside matchup of a soft Cleary matchup or Turbo or whoever. But we say it every year and amplified this year because of what front rowers have become in Supercoach. You get Hassan just captain him every week sort of thing. Probably averages 80 across the first 6 weeks, and you have one of the best captain averages across that part of the season. So maybe one of them, but it's going to be so much to spend.
It's going to be heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting conversation.
Like Payne Haas, the top averaging player in Supercoach.
Yeah, and I think
Terrell's fourth.
Terrell's fourth. Yeah,
Mental.
insane. Yeah, the rebirth of the front row forward. Great to see. Is that us? Done. We will be back next week. Got our obviously Supercoach finals that we'll be going through every single week. Probably be slightly shorter episodes next week, but we will still have them. No more late show, done and dusted. We had our last late show episode last week and we didn't even know it.
Oh, and I wasn't even there.
Just slips through. Well, it was great. It's fantastic.
That's so
Biggest numbers all year.
Yeah, huge numbers. It was great. Entertainment plus.
record breaking.
Yeah, good to see. Okay, that's us done and dusted, guys. We'll see you next week for our first episode of Supercoach Finals, where we also will officially crown our overall winner for season 2025 of Beers and Breakevens. Potentially a debut premiership for someone on the panel.
Potentially.
Barring a Kenny miracle.
Barring a Guinea 1500.
Fuck me. We'll see you next week.